bounding about for. And off he goes. That's very odd. They're just running around. Tony's asking for a brief history, geological history in 25 words or less. 25 words or less. Wow. I don't know if I can do that in less than 25 words. I'll just give you what it is, and if it's in less than 25 words, then great. Alright. Wow, it's very difficult. There's such a different... Oh. Wow. Okay. Tony, prominent rock, granite. Massive granite outcrops that were obviously formed with, if you look to the west of us, we get the huge Drakensberg mountain range. Of course, that stems part of the huge plateau, the central plateau in South Africa. Obviously gives us quite a bit of our climate, our long-term climate. Obviously with all the movement and pushing up, we've got the coast that's not too far, so all that plate movement pushing up formed with this igneous rock. Igneous, of course, meaning volcanic, okay, and granite being intrusive igneous, so it was rock that solidified below the earth's surface, hence why granite being as hard as what it is, and then later being pushed up. If you look at the whole formation within the area, there is forms of sedimentary which is a lot younger than that of the formations with the granite. With all the water receding, and of course you're getting all that sediment, and hence why the sandstone. A little section here on Gowrie Main, which we'll be seeing just now in about 5 or 10 minutes. I'll stop in this little dip and I'll show you this huge sedimentary stack, or a profile or cantina. We can have a look at that. There are sections with part of that granite rock that the soil then becomes very basalt, very black basalt, very nutrient rich. Often you'll get the basalt flats, and you can pretty much cut, if you get a side profile of the Sabi Sands, the Kruger National Park, all the way through this area, you'll notice it looks like a bowl. Okay, on the eastern section you've got the Lubombo mountain range that has about 5 different peaks, Lubombo being rhyolite, also an igneous rock. It's a very acidic rock. Come down, you have the basalt flats, and then you get on this side of it with the Drakensberg range, you get gabbro, you get the granite formations. There is quite a bit. What I'll do is, although it's not the most exciting topic in the world to discuss, I've got quite a few maps of these whole areas and what they're made of, but generally it's granite, basalt areas. I hope that, I know that's more than 25 words, Tony, but I hope that helps out a little bit. Hi there, Linda. I like your question, it's about snakes. And Linda asks, how do they shed their skins? Do they shed it from head to tail, from tail to head? Well, Linda, I'll show you here. I'll quickly just show you how it works with the skin. You'll notice that it's a complete skin. It doesn't always happen like this. The tail is complete. They start at the head and they pretty much shed every part of their body. They shed because the opening of the mouth is split. they shed from the top lip and the bottom lip over like that. So there we go, bottom lip, top lip, and what we see on the outside is actually was on the inside of the snake, on the inside of the skin. So it sheds that way. So it sheds from the nose, and they will secrete a sort of slimy substance which aids in that pulling of the skin. It's what we call going into blue, because with the eye, the skin on the eye also gets shed. Look at that. Can you see that, yeah? The skin over the eye gets shed as well. And yes, they do get aggressive. Linda was asking, do they get aggressive like elephants and must? Not from a hormonal or a testosterone level sort of point of view, but because they shed the skin on the eyes, and that layer of mucus or sort of liquid covers the eye, they do not see very well. And so they have to be a little bit more aggressive, because they're just seeing basic movement around them, and they're not getting as sort of good a picture of what is around them. So they'll generally strike quite a bit. So even the eye and that skin gets shed, if you can see that. Are you on it? Mm-hmm. There we go. So yes, they are very aggressive. It's called going into blue, and they start from the tip of the snout and the bottom and the front of the bottom lip, and they'll get onto a branch, and they'll use the little spines or thorns to hold on in one place, and they will slither out of their skin from the head all the way down to their tail, which is complete. Okay, and I'm just trying to have a look here. You can actually see where its cloaca was. Cloaca, there we go. There it was. Cloaca being the exit or entrance where it defecates and urinates out of the same place, and it will be mating from that entry as well. You good? Yeah. Okay, let's zoom out. Alright, so there we go. Nice to have a snake skin to be able to ask that and show you. Hello Diane. Diane's asking, do we get sausage cheese? Yes we do. They also have a very definite soil preference. Absolutely soil preference. But yes, we do get them. The Cargelia species. They're not very common in our area. If you head further down towards the Sabi River or the Sand River, you'll start finding them a little bit more down there. You will find the odd one now and again up here, but this is not an ideal area. Alright, we're on Gowrie Main, folks, and we're heading west, hoping that those elephants haven't left. Just hoping that I can show you this huge cantina or profile of this sandstone area. It's just down on that dip on the Mluwati. We normally break up down there, but hoping if we stand still inside there we should maybe get a good picture of it. Sandstone, which is a sedimentary rock, obviously a build-up and collection over many years of sand, often associated around riverbeds. And this one is the part of the river bank. You even start seeing it on the side of the road here. You start seeing the sandy soils here. But once we get on the sides, we'll see it. Colleen's asked the question, do we get the brown ivory tree? Colleen, I don't know of that tree, I'm afraid. I've never heard of the brown ivory. I know we do get a red ivory, but a brown ivory I do not know. I'm sorry, I'm not too sure. And apparently there was something about a brown ivory pride. Alright, so then Kahuma pride, also known as the brown ivory pride. Confirm we're okay. Alright, so this is what I was looking for. This is what we call a soil profile or horizon. And this is complete sandstone. I'm just going to climb off. Maybe I can just pull up on this side. Just give me a second. Alright, so I can still chat to you while I look at this. Alright, so as I said, sandstone being a sedimentary rock. Okay, this, of course, this road was dug in here, but what we call a soil horizon. Oh no, can you get past? Get the guy to come past us. Just want to wait for him to go past. Is he okay? Alright, so this is sandstone, and over many years of the sediment being washed down, if you'll see that if I sort of accumulate it, it looks exactly just like the particles that are in the river. So it doesn't really change in its makeup. It just gets compacted over the years on top of each other as the waters come down and bring the sediment across. And yeah, it's from this, if this were to sink down into the earth, from sedimentary rock you would start getting metamorphic rock with heats and pressures. Alright, so there are certain ways. So you go from an igneous rock down to a sedimentary to a metamorphic, and this being the sedimentary rock of sandstone. It's not quite its full makeup just yet. It's still very crumbly, and then after a lot longer, this is very exposed, so will be weathered away with a lot of rain, and you can see how the erosion has taken place here. When it's underground and it has all these pressures over quite a long period of time, it becomes almost a solid rock. And if I can try find a piece along here, yeah, there we go. Okay, are you off, Hev? I'll show you here.
Just focused in on the...
There we go. There we go. So almost looks like a Right, so apparently you got half of that, so I'm sure you just got the gist of it, showing you that rock that was part of that sandstone rock. Eventually all that crumbly bit I was showing you, eventually with a bit of pressures and what have you, that's what it eventually will get to look like. That's a nice, it's probably one of the only areas you gotta look at cuts down soil profile. Can you update me on that?
Hello everyone, this is Hadman in Final Control. We're just going through a little bit of a bad patch. Don't worry, this is an area that's normally a little bit of signal breakups. We'll be cutting back to the broadcasting vehicle shortly.
We're back. We're on Gary May still. Just passing Weaver's Nest. We're gonna go up Shibam Road. Apparently the elephants are just crossing Shibam Road now, and they are going towards Treehouse Dam. So we'll hopefully try and get them before they get to Treehouse Dam. Our signal's not very great there, but hopefully they sit there drinking. We'll sit still on the southern edge where we can still get some signal there, hopefully. Have to find one more decent acacia tree to show Peter. I want to get you a nice one. Here's all the elephant tracks that came in. Trying to get to these elephants just because we haven't seen too many elephants in the last while. There's a herd of elephant, not sure how many there are within the group. Hi there, Joshua. Joshua's just saying there's a bit of banter in the chat room saying that have we ever heard of Cologne attracting leopards? Yes, I have. I know of a wildlife filmmaker. Name was Kim Wallater, very, very famous South African wildlife filmmaker. And he was researching, well, he was filming leopards. And apparently there is one of these very famous designers of perfume, like Armani, or I have no idea which one it was. But apparently there was a hormone or something like that was in this particular perfume, and when he wanted to see these leopards sort of actively marking over, all he had to do was spray on the bushes that he had seen where they had been marking, and very quickly after that the leopards would come out and mark over it and seem to be sort of have this sort of look as if to follow another leopard. So certainly it has been used. I'm not sure which one it is, but yes, must be something in the makeup. It's my pleasure, Tony. So thank you for the, I guess, for the geology. Texan coming.
Okay.
Confirm from Shibamra. Do I take that southern road towards Treehouse Dam, or do I go a bit more north?
That was good. Well, this is more towards Fremont. Not down, but towards the northern entrance.
Copy that, thanks. Good morning, Jenny. Jenny's just asking, do we get to see wild dog in the reserve? Yes, we do. Wild dog being highly endangered species and an animal that requires a very large area to move around. They have very large territories, sometimes up to 500 square kilometers, and an animal that needs to hunt twice a day. They move in and out of areas very quickly. So although the numbers are quite low, you're probably looking at about 400 or so within the Kruger and greater area. When they are in the area, they move through within an afternoon. But yes, we do get them, and we are all holding fingers crossed, or whatever it is, holding thumbs and fingers crossed that going into winter that they'll start coming in. So a good reason to be staying with us, as we had cheetah of late. They seem to be making their presence more felt here. So we hope that wild dog come down. I know there is a pack a bit further south of us, sort of towards Moala area. I know they are denning down there as well. So yeah, it's very possible that we get wild dogs soon. I haven't seen wild dogs in a very, very long time. So I can't wait. Right, we're busy following up on a herd of elephants. They're making their way down to Treehouse Dam. Hoping to be able to keep up with them. And we're going to go towards the dam to drink. Haven't seen elephant for what, today is day 6. Hey, how did we do that? Day 6. Alrighty. Yeah, we'll probably start breaking up, but I'll try and be as stationary as I can with these elephants when we find them. Alright, we'll just turn on to Treehouse Dam Road in the northern entrance, making our way down shortly to the dam. Let's keep our eyes out here, Kat. Let's see if we can find these elephants. Okay. No, there's no one here. Texan left them last, heading across Shibam Road here, straight towards the dam. But I remember following about a month ago. Remember the herd of elephant that we thought they were coming straight towards the dam, but they crossed straight up and headed straight towards Chelapan. I see some dung in the road. Yep, elephant dung. here.
Hello everybody, this is Hadron in Final Control again, and unfortunately the signal is breaking up a little bit down at Treehouse Dam. Jarrett just told me that the elephants have moved on, so they're not at the dam at the moment. It looks like they moved up to Weaver's Nest, so we'll be getting into good signal area shortly, and hopefully we'll be able to spend some time with wonderful elephants. So please stay tuned. At the moment we're at Gowrie Waterhole, and we'll be cutting back to the Gunda, our broadcast vehicle, as soon as possible. So please be patient.
Alright, so we did the whole of Treehouse Dam Road, Elephant Skull, and got to see some tracks of these elephants. Not sure where they are. Looks like they went north here. So I'm just going to go up, straight up Weaver's Nest, towards the junction there with sort of Chelapan area. See if the tracks come out. Well, this is exactly the same route that the last elephant herd we saw in this area. Proving quite difficult to find. Might have to double back if we don't get anything crossing north here. Head all the way back down. Weaver's Nest. Funny feeling they stayed south. They didn't cross north yet. You bear with us, folks. We are looking. Right here by Philemon's cut line, there's no ways. You'll have to do a turnaround. Yeah, we'll have to turn around. Okay, so these elephants have not come north. We have to try the south. Thanks, just to remind everyone that we are coming to you live from Djuma Game Reserve, South Africa. My name is Jared, been presenting and guiding you after the morning's drive. Got Catherine on camera and Herman in Final Control. If you have any questions, please send them through to Final Control at safari.tv. While we search for this herd of elephants, and you'd never believe how elephants can disappear in this bush. We're having to. This block here is quite big, so they could still be in here busy feeding. By the sounds of things, when Texan left them last, they were quite mobile. So I'll keep an eye on the road, see if the trucks have crossed over. Stay with us.
Hello everybody, this is Hadman in Final Control again, and we're just going through a bit of a bad signal patch. We'll be cutting back to the Gunda shortly.
Alright, so we've just made our way to the southern end of Treehouse Dam, sorry. No tracks crossing south here. Where are these elephants? So we're going to have to keep on doing this until we find them, folks. They're probably heading in this sort of direction. Maybe it's just that they're still in the block. What I'll do, head back, get onto Twin Dams Road and see if we can go around that way. So until we get there, we'll probably just break up a little bit, and we'll come back to you as soon as we find those elephants. I hope we find these elephants. They just must not go stationary in the middle of a block. They've got to be sticking around for us. So let's carry on looking for them. And just before we go, just a question from Cal. Just asked us if we got to see an elephant that was quite irritated with our presence, what would I do to be able to avoid being charged? Well, Carl, whenever you're driving into a sighting as a guide, you're always sort of learnt and taught to observe the behavior of the animal. And as soon as you see that first sign that that animal is not a happy animal, you should not stay in that area. So it shouldn't get to a point where you should have to avoid being charged. It should just be a matter of seeing that the animal is irritated by their body language and postures, and you should avoid being anywhere near that animal. Alright, so let's carry on looking. There's nothing too much else on Western Gowrie. Everything that's been spotted this morning, lions and rhino, have been up in Buffalo's Hook. Tracks of the other lions headed west this morning. Western Gowrie. faster. Alright, so we're making our way towards Twin Dams Road. And, sorry about this. Try and get onto Twin Dams Road as soon as I can. Right, so let's try that again. Tony asked a question that went up to Kenya on safari many years ago, and after seeing yesterday and how close we managed to get to those buffalo, their guide in Kenya said that they could never get that close to the buffalo in Kenya. Why is there a difference? It's possible that Tony, the buffalo in Kenya, because it's a much larger area, the buffalo there are probably not as habituated and used to vehicles and the sights and smells associated with the vehicles. So it's a possibility that just because of the fact the lack of vehicles and the huge space, that those buffalo had just never really experienced too many vehicles, and perhaps they used to get aggressive with the vehicles. It's remember when we approached that one bull that was pretty much lying next to the road, I said that he should have got up and moved away, but he was just so chilled and relaxed, and I was always constantly watching his behavior to see if he was going to be aggressive, but not at one stage did I see he was aggressive. So just that these buffalo within the Sabi Sands, with the amount of vehicles that they get to see, we never threaten them. It's possible that there was no reason for him to get aggressive. It's called habituation, a very big thing that allows us to get close enough to these animals safely, and it's due to the hard work of the past 40 years of safari that's being done in this area. Hello Diane. It's asking, she obviously heard me talking about the red bush willow, and knows about the rooibos, or the red tea that we get, the red bush tea that we get in South Africa. This is not the same thing, Diane, not the same thing at all. The rooibos is a different kind of tea leaf that does not grow here. I think it grows down in the Cape, if I'm not mistaken. So certainly it's very different. Otherwise we'd be picking our own tea leaves. Although the russet bush willow, which is a tree that is related to the red bush willow, has got those four-winged pods. If I see one, I'll show you. That the inside, or those leaves, you take the little seed out, and that four-winged pod you're able to immerse in hot water and let it brew, and you can make a tea from that. But that's not the same as rooibos or red bush tea. It's a very different plant. And we're still looking for these elephants. Don't know where they are. Why are they going go away? Is it because of us? Pretty sure it's because of us. I'm afraid I don't know where these elephants are, folks. They are possibly still in the middle of the block busy feeding. Very difficult to find out where they are. And without me driving up and down, up and down, up and down the same road 10 times until they come out, they may not even come out there. So it's a bit of a gamble as to where we go. If I can find that russet bush willow, show you a four-winged pod. what we can use as a natural tea. Here we go. There we go. Try and climb up here and grab some from you. Alrighty. This is it. Okay. This is the four-winged pod telling you about. This is the seed of this particular bush willow. And if you look slightly in the middle here, you'll see it's slightly swollen where it holds the actual seed that it'll germinate from. So what you do is, I'm just going to split that open, and you'll notice you'll see a seed inside. There we go. This seed is quite toxic, so you do not want to get this in your tea. The seed is very toxic. Just want to try and take it out here. There we go. That's the seed. Take that out. I'll put that down here. And this is what we use to make a good bush tea. Very nice. I'll put it down there with that. There we go. And here are the rest of them. I'll push them up like that. Oh, I'm not going to hold. Is that better? There we go. Ah, we've got a little stink bug crawling on it as we speak. There we go. This is the bush willow plant. A very hardened wood. And there's a nice acacia, but it's quite a big acacia. I want to try and find an acacia with lots and lots of thorns in it, so I can show you those thorns and the difference between a spine and a thorn. Okay, good. So I want to find something with a good spine, which I'll take. If you see a small acacia, Kath, just shout. If you spot one before me. Nice big white spines on it. Or prickles. Sorry, prickles. There we go. Well done, well done. I'll bring it across and show you. Okay, there we go. We'll have a look here while we can chat about it. So this is it. This is an acacia branch, and these white, you'll see they're quite soft and supple. See that? Okay, very easy to break. I'll try and find a tree again with a spine, and you'll see I'm not going to be able to do this at all just with 2 fingers and snap it like that. So this is a modified leaf. It's basically a leaf that has been rolled and not solidified but hardened in that particular mode, so it's a much softer version. The rule, and with the latest research goes, okay, a tree that has got straight thorns, just got to try and remember this, it's prickles and thorns and prickles, and a tree that has just got the small little hook thorns are just called prickles. It's a whole long spiel about it, but so these are known as thorns, a modified leaf, and that Land Rover Papvelia that bush I showed you earlier on this morning was a modified branch, a lot harder. So I'm just trying to look around to see if I can see one of these. Either a sickle bush or a Dalbergia. I don't see anyone at the moment. There should be one along this road, so as soon as I show you, we'll have a look at the differences there. Yeah, the guinea fowl alarming, not very happy with life. Excuse me. Right, see if we can spot a sickle bush or a zebra wood. There's guinea. There. Okay, so we are back, and while travelling along Philemon's cut line, heard some guinea fowls calling, alarm calling. Heard some kudu barking. I'm now on Philemon's, just past Philemon's dip, and these kudu have just come back out and looking just to the back. So I'm just gonna head in here for a bit. Don't think I'm pretty sure it's a leopard, and I'm going to go in and have a look and see if we can find this leopard. Okay. Hi there, Joy. Joy is just inquiring as to, is there only one species of acacia in South Africa? Absolutely not. There are many. I'd say just within Western Gowrie, just within our 1,000 hectares here, I'd probably say there's about maybe possibly 10 different species. The kudu was looking back this way. Got to be a leopard in here. It's just a matter of us seeing that movement, and in this type of terrain, camouflage of a leopard is incredible. Getting warm. Trying to listen out for any other alarm calls. On our way home last night, myself and Kath ran into Texan with one of the boys. I didn't see if it was Mishu and Duna on Voyatela Access right outside the lodge. Could be one of the boys. Could be Karula after we left her yesterday heading north from Leadwood Road. Certainly would come in line with this. She is a small leopard, so she would hide in here very, very easily. kudu alarming with some guinea fowl just opposite Philemon's dip. Just having a look around, possible ingwe in the area, just to the east of Philemon's dip. It's a bit too thick, a lot of puzzle bushes in this area to be able to go too far. So we'll try our best. Leopard, show your head, put your head up. Puzzle bushes now. While we're in here, good idea to look for that hyena den, eh? Good idea to look for the hyena den. Possible termite mounds, holes in them. Not getting anywhere here. Oh well, we have to try our luck, eh? Right, let's make our way back to the road. We can find it. Might just not be worth it if we just to drive straight like this into Wahlberg's Nest. Hi there, Glynis. Glynis is just inquiring as to do we find cheetah, leopard and lion in the same territory. Yes, we do, because it's a different species, and although they eat the same thing, they can occupy the same area. So as species go, they can occupy the same area, but because they don't have to have the same size territory, that you will find them in exactly the same place. For instance, this particular area that we're on now, which is quarantine here, this is known for the sticks pride to hang around and pretty much occupy this. And we have Karula's territory in the middle here. The two boys are active here, so absolutely they certainly will occupy the same area. And Glynis is also asking if we have a road called Cheetah Cutline, if we get cheetah here. We do, Glynis. About a month ago, I think it was, we had 2 sightings of cheetah, one of a female and her youngster, and another one of a male. And of course, Cheetah Cutline getting its name possibly from the fact that maybe when they were building that road, it's a cut line to our eastern section because it's very close to Kruger. Possibly it's where cheetah used to come in and hunt. Maybe there are some plains just further in on the other side. Never know. But yes, we do get cheetah. You get all the major cats in this area because although they all feed on pretty much the same thing, because they're a different species, they don't need to compete as a territory. It's only across the same species that they will compete for territories. I'm sure that leopard is still in that block, maybe just lying underneath a bush sleeping, but I would put all the money that I have and everything that I own that there is a leopard there. Not much game around Western Gowrie this morning. Not much game at all. Buffalo have disappeared. Lions have gone. Elephants are somewhere in the block. Everything seems to be in the middle of blocks. see if that leopard comes out. Starting to warm up quite nicely now. I can see a good sign of that. There's a batelier flying around quite high up. After yesterday's great raptor viewing in the early afternoon, 4 different raptors. We're quite excited there. Of course, the raptors start flying when there are thermals about, that warm air currents coming off the ground. Little dwarf mongoose. I know this termite mound here just in front of us has a business or a family of mongoose that live inside here. Possibly that they have already sunned themselves and are out on the forage looking for food. It all seems quiet here. Is some of this out. Wild sage in certain patches. Oh, fantastic. And with my sinuses, I'm not going to be able to smell them very well. But I know Catherine can. Crush that in your pretty wild sage. You get a little purple flower.
Yeah, I'm just somebody to check out Big Dammer quickly. That's Skankank Konzo going like so northeast now towards Umbrella Clearing and then cross over Umbrella Road. Nothing, yeah, I'm going to do Campy boundary to the south just now.
See if you can crush it and smell it. Smell that. Yeah, even with a blocked nose you can still smell it. It's quite powerful. You can see how it grows. Can you see that, Kat? Would you be able to see that? Okay. That's how it grows. It's a small shrub-like plant. It's about as tall as it gets. Move this out of the way for you. There we go. Just so
It's
you
actually
can see.
better if you leave because you're in the sun now. So yeah, that's fine.
So you can just say you can see the dry bits. And there's the greenery now starting to dry out.
Jared's just saying that You can see where some of it's starting to dry out because it's winter, where the brown stalks are in comparison to the green stalks at the moment. Yep, you can leave it.
If from confirm you're going to try relocate on those and dog. Okay, copy that. Ephraim is close to our house. He's at Kayamanzi, quite far north in Buffalo. Apparently that's where the buffalo are. Buffalo have moved across there. Enjoy the last remaining bits of greenery before everything dries out. Not many flowers. I think I've seen one flower. It's one of the last remaining red star zinnias left for the season. Oh, drive is almost finished. Maybe those elephants will come to Gari Dam. Let's hold thumbs. They come to Gari Dam and we get to see some elephants. Here, just quickly show you this. What we call elephant grass. Or thatching grass. Look how tall this is compared to me.
Yeah, if I use you as a reference.
Okay. Okay, so it's taller than me. We call that elephant grass. And I am 5 foot, what am I? 5 foot 7, 5 foot 8, hopefully growing a little bit more. So let's say 5 foot 8 with my shoes on. And that grass is maybe 5 foot 11. And why we call it elephant grass, because it can hide elephant in massive patches of this. Or a lot of the huts, the mud huts that the Shangaan will use when building these round rondavels, this is the roofing material, this thatching grass that they use. Well folks, unfortunately this is coming to the end of our drive this morning, and not having seen too much, did a lot of tracking and getting to see some of the smaller things and smaller aspects of the bush, which of course very happy to have a look at. But yeah, hopefully this afternoon that elephant herd will be around for us to see. It's turned out to be a beautiful day. Possible that a lot of games are going to come down to Gari Dam, so keep an eye on Gari Camp today. For those of you that are going to be staying up late or early in the morning, stick around and see what we can see for the day. Don't know that the herd of buffalo are going to come around again, and we'll close off shortly. Alright folks, so there we go. Great drive, just to be able to have a look at some of the smaller things that are with us here in the bush. And please join us again this afternoon at 3 o'clock Central African time, so we can see what is out there. Thanks Kath for our camera and Herman in final control, and we'll see all the rest of you later on today. Cheerio folks.